Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. It's Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving this week. Whatever. We'll get to that on Thanksgiving Day. I don't know why I just did that. I brought the Kindle. You saw the title. It's a book review. This book is called The Ruins by Scott Smith. From what I understand, Scott Smith only ever published 2 books. This is The Ruins. I'm going to be spoiling this right from the jump, so if you want to read the book, go read the book. I didn't like this book, but yet I gave it a 3. 3 out of 5. Even though I didn't like it. Because I think it has merit, just not for me. That's it. A couple months, maybe 6 months ago, I reviewed a book called The Ritual. I don't remember who wrote that book. Don't care to know who wrote that book. Did not like that book. And so I think with these 2 books, I'm just going to avoid any books going forward that are the and then some noun with an R, because I just don't like it. They're the same book. That's the funny part, kinda. At least the beginning is the same book, and then The Ritual at least has like a complete 180 wild, wacky ending. This doesn't. This just has a bog standard teen slasher film, everybody dies at the end ending that was just boring. And the reason I don't like the books, both of the R books, and especially this book, is it's just boring. It's super boring. This book is set on the Yucatan Peninsula. I'm not going to try to pronounce that correctly. Near Cancun. When I opened, I was really interested because I lived like the opening of this book in a weirdly specific way. The book is a bunch of friends go to Cancun. They meet some friends there. One of the friends tells them that there's his brother met an archaeologist and went with her to some ruins and hasn't come back, and he wants to go find his brother, and they're all like, yeah, let's go. And so they like hop on a bus and then a taxi, and the taxi driver's like, this is a bad place, don't go there, and they go anyway. Okay, I didn't do that part. But I did go to ruins, and they have this weirdly specific part where they're walking along this dirt road. Our road wasn't dirt, but whatever. They're walking along this road, and then there's suddenly this clearing that they said it looked like they were like planning a road that never was. And I saw that. Like, I wish I had taken a picture of it, but there was this weird moment where we're walking through this jungle on a sidewalk, and then suddenly there's just like, it almost looked like somebody had just come through and pushed the jungle over for like as far as you could see in both directions. It was like a fire break or something. It was very strange, but it was like 20 meters wide. It was wide enough to be a road. I actually, after reading this book, I went and looked, and there's a road there now. But when we were there wasn't a road. So they were putting a road in. But it was, anyway, in the book, whatever. So they go to the Yucatan Peninsula, they go to these ruins, everybody dies. That's basically the book. Everybody dies for a really dumb reason, with a really dumb, like, creature, villain, whatever. And nothing happened for the rest of the book. So that's probably 30% of the way of the book, you make it to the ruins, and then it's just nothing. Nothing happens. Everybody dies slowly in very boring ways, and it's just like tiresome because it feels like, as I was reading this book, it felt like this author had an idea for a story. That story was about 10 pages worth of material. And so to turn it into a novel, which is like a 600-page, a very big novel, he just added a crap load of backstory and description and stuff that doesn't mean anything to anybody. And it's just so, you're just reading it. You're just like, ugh. You're just page turn, like, could something happen? When something finally does happen, it's not interesting, it's not exciting, it's not grotesque, it's just kind of boring. You're like, okay, cool, yeah. And you immediately know, like, everybody in this party is going to die. There's going to be the girl left at the end. She's going to die. Like, it's just the normal, like, yep, we're doing the thing. Yeah, let's get there. Can we get there, please? Oh, we did the thing. All the while, there's this villain, or this enemy, the creature in this book is a sentient, vine-like being that has animalistic behaviors. It can make noises, it can mimic their voices, it can do all kinds of craziness. And yet, instead of just killing them all, like, it could obviously just kill them whenever it wanted. It just kind of played with them and, like, tortured them and made them do things to, like, just for the hell of it. Which, okay, I guess, whatever, if you enjoy that sort of thing. But I gave it a 3, and here's the reason why. If you like atmosphere, and if you like, not psychological torture, but if you like becoming a character, I think this author in particular does a really good job of making you feel like you're in that place, you're in that time, and you're a part of this group of 6 people. There are 6 POVs. We jump between them pretty regularly, and you get to feel like the explanations for their actions, the explanations for what they're thinking, what they're feeling are very in-depth. They're like pages long, and that's why it's a big book, because honestly, it's a teenage slasher movie. It's like an hour and it's like a 90-minute movie in a 600-page book. Like, how do you do that? You just add all of this emotion and feeling and backstory, and I remember the time we did the thing, and then now you're reading 6 pages of this story that means absolutely nothing. Could have just been summarized by, we've been through something like that before and just moved on with our lives. But nope, you're going to get tons and if you enjoy that, it is an enjoyable book for that reason. The author does a very good job of making you feel for these characters. But they're also kind of shitty characters. None of them are really worth reading about. They're all kind of shitty in their own way. Like I said, the kind of creature villain thing is dumb as hell. I don't get it. Like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it doesn't need to for what it is. It's a moody, atmospheric, I wouldn't say it's a thriller because it's not thrilling at all. It's more like a moody, atmospheric, I don't know, that's what it is. It's a moody, atmospheric book that doesn't really have a lot of content otherwise. So I gave it a 3 because it's pretty well written. It's just boring. I mean, I skimmed a lot. When I realized it was going to take me 11 hours to read this book, I was going to DNF it. Do not finish it. But I decided to finish it anyway, and so I just kind of speed read. I intentionally just, let's skip this. This is all nonsense. I don't care about any of this. Let's just see what happens. Let's see if it picks up. Let's see if something cool happens. Let's see if somebody escapes or they figure out something or whatever. Nope, none of that ever happens. They don't figure out anything. There's no revelation about the creature. There's no revelation about the Mayans. There's no revelation about these characters. Nothing happens. They all just die slowly in dumb ways. People get jacked off and whatever. It's just, but it's a 3. Can't explain it. That's where it's at. So that's The Ritual by Scott Smith. Do not recommend, but also kind of do recommend if this sounds interesting to you. If it sounds interesting, if you like that atmosphere, that creepy, feel like you're in somebody's head atmosphere, this is the book for you. It just doesn't have a lot of story. The tiny little bit of story could have been put in 10 pages. It's a short story that's been padded. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go back to reading books I enjoy. And we'll talk about those probably later this week, because I feel like I'm going to read a bunch of books this week. We shall see. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking it, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 19 quick tricks to feel better instantly, and number 10 is clear your stuffed nose. If allergies have your sinuses blocked, you may be feeling more tired and negative. Rinse your nasal patches with a saline solution. This is something that I've only this year have done. I this year bought saline, and it freaking works. I have allergies really bad, and especially when I come down here and work, I get really stuffy and clogged up. And that saline solution, I don't know, it's magic. It just works. I've used Flonase for years. I take allergy meds all the time, but yeah, use the saline. I didn't even know it was a thing. Malia had to tell me about it.